Hello everyone and welcome back to the farm. There's a good chance that some of you will be coming here today from Ryan's channel, The Naked Guru. He posted the video yesterday where we did a tour of the farm and met my partner and her family, and I think he did a really good job with the video, so thanks to Ryan. There's a few things I wanted to talk about from that video, particularly the drone footage, where you could see how what we've done here has affected the neighbours and is having a bit of a negative impact. So it's to show you that side of things as well. And then the other thing I noticed in the video is that I did come across as a little bit nervous, and it's probably because I was. So yeah, again, big thank you to Ryan, but then also thank you to everyone that left a comment. They were overwhelmingly supportive and positive, and it really meant a lot, and it makes me want to continue. So yeah, thanks to everyone. I've always been a bit apprehensive about showing my personal life because I wasn't really sure how to go about it. So I really appreciate the fact that Ryan came here and basically did the job for me. So in case you didn't see that video, then go and check it out. I'll link below. I think he did a great job. Something that's been quite interesting for me here is that when we started off the farm, I started a TikTok channel to try and promote it in Thailand. So we did it in Thai language, a lot of stuff about just food and culture, and then also videos around the farm. And some of the videos did very well. So we got a lot of exposure and thousands of comments, and they were all so polite, and I think that's a real credit to Thai people and Thai culture. I was a little bit worried about doing stuff in English, as I wasn't sure if it would be the same response. It was really nice to have Ryan come over here and make that video for us. He did a better job with it than I could have. So if you're interested to see what kind of personal life is like here and what it's like on a day-to-day basis, then go and check out his one. You can consider his video the personal tour, which means on this channel I can focus on my passion, which is the farm. I'm more interested to talk about permaculture and food and Thai culture, and also that soil food web course that I mentioned, and about the basics of soil biology and how I'm going to try and implement it here. That's what's important to me. If you're here to find out more about the farm, then you're in the right place. I think this channel should be about being open and honest, and not just showing the successes, but also showing the failures, and then when we have problems, how we try and deal with them. And that brings me back to something that you might have noticed in Ryan's video. Okay, so yeah, let me show you what I mean. Wilson, get out, come here, Wilson. It's all right, this is how to piss off the neighbours. Wilson, get out. Our farm is over there in the distance in the background. Hello, Wilson. Oh, hello. Hello, Logan. But then, yeah, if you look at a field over here, you see that things are pretty lush and green. Everything's growing pretty well. There's a couple of little patches of water, but generally it's all looking good. However, over this side, it's much closer to the farm, you'll be able to see much bigger patches of water. And I'm pretty sure it's because the water in our lake has raised the water table, so there's much more moisture in the ground. Walking back closer to our farm, I think this side is probably the best place to show because of something that we've run along the edge of our own farm. Hello, Dam. What are you doing? Dam? Hello. Over here, this is where you'll see we have this water running all the way up the side of the farm, and we've got different plants in there. You've got things like morning glory, what's this one called? Kai Pum in Thai. It's edible, really healthy. There's some lotus growing here as well. They were flowering this morning, but they've closed back up now. Also things like azola, which we were growing in there for duck food. But there, you can see what it's done to the rice field on this side. So you can also start to see though how they deal with it. So you'll see that here the rice is much more ordered. You can see clearly how it's been planted. So this is the way. What do you want, Dam? Hello. You can see this is where they've started to try and fix the problem, and this is as far as they've got. So they're still going to work up here to fill in these patches, but it becomes more work for them. So it's possible to deal with. It's just more work. How do we deal with that on a personal level? Come on, Dam, time to move. Well, let's just take a quick detour back to the center of our farm, because that was another thing that got showed in Ryan's video, but not completely explained. So this is the central area where we were saying that maybe we could build a homestay or a restaurant, and we've kind of left it bare for now. But also in that video, you could see some of our old drone footage where there were people planting rows of crops, and people asked what crops they were. And it's chilies. The season for planting the chilies is over now, so they're gradually removing all of the plants. But this is something that the family knows how to do and have been doing on other locations on the farm. So in these first few years where we knew we wanted to work on all of the surrounding areas, we left this area clear and just told X's mum and dad that they can plant whatever they want to plant here. This is a decent source of income for them. It's more profitable than rice, so they can make good money from the chilies. So at least for now, we've provided them with another way of making money. The fact that we've caused a bit of a problem somewhere else is kind of offset by the fact that we have this area here that they can use. And they do know that one day we do want to do something with it, and they're fine with that as well. So now, if we go for a little walk back behind the house, then you'll see what they're working on at the moment. This part of the farm was here long before I was here. It's just behind the house. You've got some storage areas for rice. This is where they keep the cows. Hello. Hello. How are you? Hello. And then behind here is where they've always had an area to plant chilies. So what's on the radio? Hello. แสดงฝรั่ง ปลูกข้าวยังไง
เอาไปทำก้าเอาไปทำไปปลูกเอาไปดำนา
Over here is the area where they've been planting chilies for years, long before I came. And if you have a look, you can see why. It's possible here, but it's not possible in most places. The land here is slightly raised higher than all of the rice paddies around it, so it doesn't get waterlogged. So it's a lot easier to control the conditions here. So as I say, it's not the time of year for planting chilies, so it can have another use right now. As it's more controlled conditions, they can use this area as a nursery to plant rice. Then they can take the rice from here and then they transplant it out into the fields, which is what you could see before. So that's something that they do every year because there's always some gaps to be filled in. It's just this year it's been a bit worse than other years. This year at the start of the rainy season we had a lot of rain, like way more than expected. So when the rice is quite young, it just gets flooded and won't survive. ร้อนไหม
ไม่ร้อนเท่าไหร่วันนี้
ใช่ อากาศดี good weather. So it's cloudy today, so it's not so hot. As you can see, we've also got some custard apples up here, I think, and got some dragon fruit growing down here, but that's going to take a little while. And the news. Fixing the rice and having to plant in those extra little areas happens all the time. It's normal. It's just that it's been a bit more so this year as a combination of what we've done with the lake and the weather, all the extra rain. And I think changing weather patterns is something that we also all are going to have to think about in the future anyway. That's the situation with the rice fields. It's a problem that was caused by our design, made worse by the weather, but we solved it with just good cooperation, a good community atmosphere, and trying to understand each other's perspective. And I think it shows how nothing happens in isolation. Every action has a reaction, and it's important to recognize that anything you do can have an effect on other people. And I suppose that brings me back to the start of the video. My initial worries about being public, about negative comments, it felt like a big scary problem and it was my problem, but the reality was quite different. The solution wasn't just growing a thick skin by myself, the solution was connections, and I'm really happy to have met Ryan, not just because of the video that he made, but he also gave me lots of good advice as well. It also allowed me to connect with you and a lot of other people, and it was really great to read all the positive supportive comments. It felt really good. And just like the farm, it's just nice to see that problems can be solved together. So I'm feeling pretty good today, much more confident and less apprehensive about sharing the journey, both the good parts and the challenging parts. I think my promise for this channel is an honest reality. No hiding the mistakes, but also hopefully celebrating the successes. So let's see what happens, and thanks for joining. See you later. Yeah, thank you too.